Hey guys, it's Back here with another Unturned mod review video. Now, this isn't really a mod review video, it's technically a mod review video, but as soon as you see what I'm doing in this video, you'll know it's not, like, at all. So, I'm just gonna quickly explain what this is. I'm gonna be making this into a series, I believe. I'm calling this Flash to the Past, as you could probably tell from the thumbnail, and what I do is I take an older weapon, whether it be an original model, or item from, like, an original file from 3.0, like the 3.0 Origins, or it's a 2.0 weapon of some sort. I have it brought back into 3.0 and I compare it to any kind of like counterpart it has nowadays, and yeah, see like the differences and such, and just test them out, see what it's like. So yeah, first off today, I'm going to be doing two guns today, the original Honeybadger and the original Eaglefire, two guns that lots of people really like. But I'm going to start off with the original Eaglefire, and I try to get rid of the mythical, and it'll do it when I'm holding the gun. But as soon as I put it in here, it puts the skin on it, and I'm not going to relog and take off the skin. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me with having the skin on there, even though you're trying to compare them. But first off, let's just look at this Eaglefire here. This is a modern day one, as you can probably tell. It's the older one. Let's just look at the models. So you can kind of tell, you can tell more on this one, like the low poly, like cuts and stuff, because of the way that there's like the black shade and stuff. But you can't really tell on this one. The newer one's a lot smoother, I feel. On the edges it's smoother. On this one it's just kind of like cut, like very sharp edges. Also on the newer one you have this edited muzzle. The end has like an edit on it. This one is just the same from here to here. And then also the stock is for the most part the same, but this part right here, the part that you hold, is different on this one. It's a little bit thinner, so he made that one bigger. But yeah, there's not that much different as far as a model goes. It's more so as far as the gun goes. For example, the fact that the old Eaglefire was automatic. Oh, by the way, we are missing some animations, some noises, all that. Lots of these are really old, and Nelson changed the way lots of like noises and stuff work in Unturned. So you're gonna have to bear with me, because like lots of the older ones are broken. Like the animations and the shooting noises, and like the equip noises, the equip animations, all that stuff, lots of them are broken. So they're missing some of those, as you'll see throughout the video. Alright, first up, here we are with the Eaglefire, and I'm just gonna have it on semi-automatic to test it out. But as you see, that's what it looks like when it shoots and stuff. I mean, there's not much to it really. I don't really have a target range to test, like exact precise, like how far can it shoot, the recoil, all that. I can kind of test the recoil though. Let's test the recoil. It's a moderate recoil, obviously really easy to control. Just go like, I don't have another drum. Just go like that, kind of just aim down. And obviously it's really accurate. Alright, so now I'm looking at the fractal Eaglefire, and I'm hitting F right now. There's no inspect animation, so to speak. But you can kind of just look at it in third person and see what this thing looks like. So if I just go in here and look at this thing, it's a lot shinier than the newer one. The newer one has a lot less reflection on it. As I said before, it looks a lot, it looks to have a lot more, what do you call it? Like pointy edges. It wasn't as smoothed out as it is nowadays. Like you can really tell the jaggedness right there along the edges there. But when I shoot this, there's not really a gunshot noise, but as you can see, it has automatic safety and semi. Let's just try semi. There's no shooting noise for the Eaglefire, unfortunately. There is automatic mode though, which is really cool, specifically because when you think about it, like that's like the one thing that everyone's like, oh, the Eaglefire, like only old players remember like the Eaglefire was once automatic. Well, if you fix the gun noise and stuff, you're gonna have the old Eaglefire right here, and it's super cool. Like, dude, what? I'm lagging just from this. It's ridiculous how fast that shoots, and to think that was a gun in Unturned, like an actual gun. All of that in what, like 5 seconds? So obviously this one has automatic mode. The models the model isn't as smoothed out. It's a lot pointier. It doesn't have the modified barrel. Kind of just shows like Nelson's progress throughout Unturned, like what he's changed and stuff. Lots of stuff that people don't recognize these days, like the changes that have been made in Unturned. And lots of people just take it for granted that like that's how it's always been. And I know it's not really a big deal, but like it's just kind of cool to look back at and see like a flash of the past, like what was it used to, what did it used to shoot, like what it used to look like, and get that nostalgia effect. So yeah, that is the Fractal Eaglefire. Alright, next up we have the Honeybadger, the Fractal Honeybadger. This one has a lot more differences as towards the model, as you guys can probably already tell by looking at it for a second. Nelson really improved the model on this one, made it its own unique gun, made it look a lot cooler rather than just a bullpup hand version of the Eaglefire. But we're just going to be looking at this and seeing how it looks and stuff compared to the old one, and then testing it out. So first up, let's just look at the model. You can already tell right off the bat the stock is much different. This is the older one, by the way, if you guys can't tell. Also, the iron sight location is a little bit different. It looks like I'm not too sure on that. I might just be making that up. I think it's because the stock is raised, maybe. I don't know. This one just looks to have a taller iron sight, but also you can just kind of see how this one has the different stock, the shock stock, and this one just has the regular shoulder stock. And also this one has the modified muzzle, one of the holes through it, whereas the original Honeybadger just had a straight barrel, just like the Eaglefire. Actually, we saw that in both guns so far. The old muzzles were just really basic, but he actually had them modified. So if you kind of look at this from a distance, you can see they're actually both about the same length. He didn't modify the length, he just added a distance to it. But also, something to note is just like the fact that this one kind of made it more jagged, if that makes sense. Like, look at the Eaglefire and you think like, oh, he improved it, but he made it more jagged. So like, he definitely improved the part where like he had this shock stock and the muzzle, but like this one was smoother in my opinion, just from the look of it. And that's not really much to go on, but that's just something I noticed. Alright, I'm here with the modern Honeybadger, the up-to-date one, and I'm just gonna, it's on automatic mode, I'm just gonna test it out a little bit, see how it sprays and all that stuff, and then compare it. Oh, my game's lagging for whatever reason. So, it's got that good animation and stuff, got the inspect animation and everything. If I do that, you can see the inspect. I mean, sight looks good. Everything about it's pretty much good. It's got automatic safety, semi. Now let's check out the Fractal Honeybadger. So this one has no equip animation. See if you pull this one out, the equip animation, no equip noise at least. There's an animation, no noise for this one. But it does have all the features. If you want to put a sight on it, you could. This is the old Honeybadger sight. Actually, that's the new Honeybadger sight. He just used the new sight. I'm tripping. Whether or not it changed doesn't matter. He used the same one. So let's just shoot and see what it's like. You can already tell kind of like the stock is like it's a lower poly, but it just looks like that because it's so close up to your face. So whereas the other stock, if it was put in right angle, you'd see it was even less poly. But anyways, let's just test it out a bit. So here we are. I mean, there's not much else. There's not much different actually. Now that I think about it, you just got these two guns and they're pretty much the same. It seems to me that he made the newer Honeybadger lighter. It just whenever I look at it, it seems to be lighter. Not sure why. Like look at the color change. It definitely looks like he lightened it. Also, if I put these back on the wall so you can see it, definitely made the muzzle lighter at least. Like compare those two muzzles. This one is definitely, this one right here is definitely lighter than that one. You can kind of tell just by looking at it. And when it's in inventory, you can tell that part is darker than that part. And the main body part, I'm pretty sure is the same, but he definitely made lighter there. So he did give it a color change. I feel like the color change was a very beneficial thing he did to the Honeybadger. It made it more appealing rather than kind of a darker tan. like I'd get bored of this eventually. Like this does look like a bullpup, kind of like dark, like not burgundy, I don't know. It's like a kind of dull desert brown Eaglefire with a bullpup cut off on it. But honestly, I think it's really cool. Like the fact that this is even a thing, that the models are still there, and you can see how Nelson changed it, even though it's not that much of a difference between the Honeybadger and the new Honeybadger. It's just cool to look back and have that nostalgia effect, as I was saying with the Eaglefire. So yeah, that is the fractal Honeybadger, so to speak. And this is the updated Honeybadger. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any suggestions as to weapons from 2.0 that I can compare to weapons from 3.0, and don't say the Swiss Skivir, because I'm probably going to do it one already, but other weapons, let me know. I'll put it on my list. Those aren't necessarily going to happen anytime in the future, but of course it is something to consider. So yeah, once again, just thank you for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos, make sure to join the Reformed Discord, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Sable out.